This is part 2 for my guide for Irelia. Part 1 included skills and skill sequence, and this one will cover runes, masteries, and summoner spells. I was going to cover items, but I ran out of time. For runes, I get full attack speed marks, and I get attack speed because it synergizes with your hitting style. The faster you attack, the more you heal, and the more true damage that you deal with it. And for quints, I get attack damage because it synergizes with your attack speed marks that you got, and it helps you last hit, and you have that extra attack speed to make the most out of it against the champions too. For seals, I get flat armor, and I get this because usually you're against a physical damage hero, and it also helps against creeps. It's always good to have this. For glyphs, I either get magic resist or cooldown reduction depending on who I think I'm going to lane against. When I'm going to lane against a pure physical damage hero, I just get a flat cooldown reduction. Otherwise I get the magic resist. It's all up to you. For my masteries, I go 21-9-0. I go 21 for the most damage I can get, and 9 for mostly veteran scars. In my offensive tree, I get Summoner's Wrath for ignite. I get brute force for the extra attack damage because these aren't as useful. I get armor penetration, and I don't get lethality for the plus 10% critical strike damage because I don't build her with crit, so I get Havoc instead, and I just go ahead and get 2 points in Deadly List. I max the rest up until Executioner. For my defensive tree, I take Summoner's Resolve for the heal bonus, and you can choose either to get resistance or hardiness depending on if you're up against a magical or physical damage hero. So if you're up against like Rumble, get magic resists. If you're up against Trinamir, you get armor. And Veteran Scars is a really good mastery, so I make sure to get that because it helps your level 1 quite a bit. Also for utility, it's just not a good mastery tree for Irelia because it doesn't provide her with that much. I guess if you go flash, and then you can mix this around and get this. And mana, she doesn't need the extra mana. It doesn't help that much at all. Good hands, you're not going to be dead that much hopefully. Recall, just not important. Move speed, this probably would be the only reason that you would get anything in utility, but overall try to avoid this. You can also, I usually don't do it, but you might can change these points and get magic penetration as well, because if you want to rush your wit's end or if you get a Madrid, then I guess it'll help a bit, but I prefer with the extra HP. For summoner spells, I like to run heal and ignite. And why do I do this? Because heal is OP, it restores 165 to 590, while ignite only deals 70 to 410. This means that if you heal before they ignite, then you come out way on top, and if you also ignite them, then you already have however much damage it does difference. And before level 6 or even a bit after level 6 makes a huge difference on just pure HP. The best part of running heal ignite as a combo is because it's a powerful bait spell. If you're sitting at half HP and you're behind your creeps and they're near full HP, then they feel like they have the advantage over you, and if they get too confident, they might try to dive you behind your creeps or even behind your tower if they're stupid. And your E move stuns them if you have lower health, but it only slows them if you have more health. So ideally you want to stun them, and heal helps you do that without risking dying. So if they come near you and you can stun them, and if you're at too low health you can heal, and if they're at low health, you ignite them, and the minions will deal more damage than the minions, and you combine will deal more damage than he can do by himself without any minions. And if it's a tower, then it deals even more. So it pretty much makes you immune to getting dove, and that's what makes Irelia such a hard champion to kill, mostly because of her E, and if you use these summoner spells, it makes it twice as hard. So some people might be saying right now, why would you get heal if it's such a defensive spell? You won't be able to win your lane if you just play defensive the entire time. But the truth is, it's actually just as great or even better offensive spell when used right. And why is that? Because, again, with your E, you can stun them and still survive. And it also helps you tank minions or even their tower if you have the advantage. This is why I run heal instead of exhaust, because it's just more useful and it's more powerful in early game when you need it the most. You can also use a combination of other summoner spells as well, other than heal and ignite, but I prefer these two. You can use flash, which will synergize with your Q, so you can cover a lot of distance really fast and sneak up on them. You can use TP, and this will help your team, and this will let you have presence over the map while you're farming top. If you're farming top, you can still TP to bot in 4 seconds. And a ghost doesn't have the surprise factor of flash, but it works as more sustained speed over time. Cleanse is not bad on her actually because of her passive, and if you have Mercury treads her passive and you get the 65% reduced CC, then you can get, I think, about from 80 to 90% CC reduction at max. And that can be pretty good, especially if you get the Masteries, because that'll make that 4 seconds. Except the problem is Cleanse doesn't remove suppressions, which are your worst enemy, in my opinion. Exhaust is another choice, but I prefer heal over it, and the other spells shouldn't be used. Thanks for watching. Again, this was part 2 from my Irelia guide. The next video will include items, and it'll be part 3. If you like this video, please thumbs it up. If you have any questions or you just want to say something, please comment. And if you want to, subscribe. Thanks again.